This is Pam Rodriguez. I'm coming at you from Journey to Freedom by Pam Rodriguez. My story began about 3.5 to 4 years ago, and my husband was diagnosed with a heart attack. And I have to tell you, that was absolutely one of the scariest rides that I had ever taken in my entire life. We live in a really remote little valley, and it's 35 miles one way to the closest hospital. So in order for me to get my husband to the hospital, and me thinking the entire time that, you know, he is, well, you know, I really wasn't sure if it was a heart attack or if it was a stroke, because I'm smiling now. I certainly wasn't then. But my husband speaks Spanish, and we were driving down the highway, and he was speaking some kind of language, but it was not Spanish, it was not English, it was not even Spanglish. I'm not even sure what it was. It was just like babble. So that was very, very frightening to me. I met the ambulance. Oregon State Troopers are very, very adamant about how you can and can't drive in the state of Oregon, and they do not believe in giving police escorts. So, you know, I really didn't know what to do, because here I have my husband in the car with me, and, you know, he's telling me that he can't talk, and, you know, I'm kind of panicking. I'm trying to remain calm, you know, the mom in me, oh yeah, I gotta be real calm. So I'm trying to remain calm, and, like I said, he's not speaking English, and I keep telling him, you know, you have to answer me, you have to say something to me, because I cannot be driving and taking you to the hospital if you know, don't say something to me. I got to hear you talking so I know that I have a purpose to get you there. So, it was really crazy, because I called the California Highway Patrol. I told them what was happening. I gave them a description of the vehicle that I was driving, and they told me to turn on my emergency caution lights and drive toward the ambulance. Oh, nice video. Yeah, I'm on my journey to freedom, man. I'm creating content as I'm driving down the road. So, yeah, that might make you guys kind of seasick. Ooh, okay. Well, hey, I'm learning something new every day. So, anyway, my task was to get him to the ambulance. So, here I am going through the city of Doris. That's a population of about 4,000 with a speed limit of 25, and I'm probably doing a good 50. Emergency lights flashing my headlights, you know, just like the whole gamut of the emergency situation. And when I got to the top of the hill to go into Oregon, I saw an Oregon State Trooper sitting at the California-Oregon line. And I thought to myself, you know, even in prayer, I thought to myself, Lord, if I locked up these brakes right now, I would probably still slide right by this Oregon Trooper. So what I did is I just kind of slowed down and kept on going. And I saw him pull out behind me, and I pulled over, rolled my window down, and he came over to the passenger side. He could evidently see my husband was in distress, and he told me to proceed on. So I pulled out onto the highway, and I know right at that very moment that God sent an angel in the form of an Oregon State Trooper, because this trooper pulled in front of me and he drove down the middle of Highway 97, which, if you know our valley at all, that is the main truck thoroughfare between I-5 and Bend, Oregon. So it is a major highway for semis. So anyway, he got in front of me and he drove down the middle of the highway with his lights flashing, and I was following him, and it was like terrifying but exhilarating all at the same time, because I told my husband later, I said, oh my gosh, it was like we were driving along and the headlights were like cars were just pulling over to the side of the road and pulling over to the side of the road in front of us and pulling over to the side of the road coming towards us. And I told my husband, I says, oh, I wonder if that's what Moses must have felt like when he parted the Red Sea. And excuse me, I don't mean to be sacrilegious in any way whatsoever, but just the exhilaration of having this God-sent angel, you know, taking us to the hospital. So we meet the ambulance, and they proceed to give him nitroglycerin under his tongue, and they cut his shirt off of him, get him in the ambulance, and start doing all the things that are necessary to take care of him, where they then tell me that I cannot ride with him, that I have to drive my own car to the hospital. So there again, I'm like this bucket of Jello, and I pulled on my big girl panties, the ones I wore to Denver last week, and I made it to the hospital. Gonna make a long story short now. We'll go into this other part later, but yeah, so the doctor said that unless the wife changes her eating habits, that most likely the husband won't either. So I will, little by little, be sharing some body images with you of what I looked like when I began this journey. So if you take a look at my Facebook page right now and see how far I've come, you will understand why I call this a journey to freedom. So this has been quite a journey to freedom. Like I said, the doctors told my husband and I that if the wife doesn't change her lifestyle, that most often the husband doesn't either. Oh, of course, my fault, because I, you know, buy the junk and he eats it. I don't buy the junk and he buys it and eats it anyway, but okay, my fault. My shoulders are wide. I'll take that. I'm good. So actually some really good came out of that, because I decided how important it was to me that I physically take care of my family, and if that meant becoming healthy myself, then that was something that I was going to have to do. So I did. So I started out walking, and I think that that's kind of about enough of my story for today. So if you like what it is that you're hearing, and like I said, when I started this journey, I was 387 pounds, and I wore a size 32 in my pants, and I wore a size 4X in my shirts. Wasn't able to ride the roller coasters with my kids, wasn't able to do like all the fun grandma stuff. So now, you know, I'm not like super thin, but hey, I am no longer in the morbidly obese category. I'm not even in obese when it comes to BMI. So I can do it, you can do it. If you want to learn a little bit about my journey and how I got to where I am today, I would love it if you would look for a link, drop a comment right somewhere here below this video. You know, click that bell, slide that button, hit that like button, you know, whatever, so you will get notified when I continue next YouTube upload. Sorry, getting confused. I'm still new at this. So my next YouTube upload will be a continuation of where I got to now and how I got here through my